We find ourselves back at our Shareholic, most specifically the Sexy Bookmarks plugin. Now, the point of a bookmark or your Shareholic plugin is just to make available your content, whether it's pages, posts, or even your entire website for sharing. That when visitors come to your website, they can share your content across social networks. And folks, this is something you absolutely want to pay attention to. You're going to be faced with a lot of possibilities. And what we're going to do is quickly go through and select at least, we believe, seven that are critical, we believe, to gaining momentum for your website and for your content to drive traffic. And that, folks, is what this plugin is all about, is driving traffic to your website first, and second, building backlinks to your website to increase your search engine position. So we're going to select the seven that we normally use, but we encourage you to understand what networks are most important for your social media goals. So one thing that we know that we want to leave, obviously, Facebook, and we want to leave Twitter. We will leave LinkedIn. Google Plus, always popular. Now, with this, Google Bookmarks isn't one that we certainly want to use. Stumble upon, we believe anyway, is not as important as it used to be. Email, whatever that is, we just haven't been able to prove through social analytics that email sharing across email actually drives traffic, especially as apps take over the landscape. So what we have so far, or we have four, and we need to select three more. Again, we're going to select the ones that are best for us. That doesn't necessarily mean that these are the ones that are best for you. So you just have to understand what your goals are. Now, one that we certainly are starting to use and see great traffic from are is a website called Jump Tags. So Jump Tags are going to be our fifth selection. And as we go down and as we look at the rest of our offerings, we do absolutely always want to make delicious available. So far we have six, and we just want to share, and we just want to find one more that we believe uh, will kind of help us. And these can always be changed, folks. So, with that said, we want to use Newsvine also because this is a great content site. So, we have seven, one, two, three, four, five. We have six, and we have seven. Now, we say seven because when this plugin first started to gain steam, maybe a couple of years ago, and we started to use it, what the it, all you had to go through and uncheck all the ones you didn't want to use. So you don't want to present visitors with an overwhelming amount of choice on this matter. You just want to hit the main social media sites that you believe your visitors frequent, and that requires understanding your visitor base. So when we go down, the default, we always kind of look at the default settings here. Now, there is a temptation. There's a temptation to always put a Facebook like button on your website, and a Facebook send button on your website, Google Plus button, and then include a tweet button. Now, we strongly encourage, especially new users, and if you haven't built your traffic base yet, we would stay away from the Facebook like button, and this is why. It looks good, but when people come to your website, and if you offer a Facebook like button and you haven't built your readership yet to know that people are going to actually like your posts, and that big fat zero or the big donut is sitting there, it could really hurt the credibility of your content. However, one thing you do want to do is a Facebook send button in addition to your bookmark button so they can share it. Another thing that you absolutely want to do is include a Google Plus button. This is just another quick way for people to share, and we will absolutely include a tweet button. This just gives people two opportunities, kind of different ways to share your content. And what we also want to do, you want to decide how you want your buttons aligned on your content. So it's right aligned or it's left aligned. Most popular is left aligned, but you decide what's best. There's also a button style, which could be a box or a button, and we anyway stay with buttons. We would not include the share count if you haven't built your readership yet. Remember, if you haven't built it for a Facebook like button or a share count, but if you haven't built your following, the big fat donut said will really harm the credibility of your content, even if it's great content. And these are going to be how they appear. Now, there's also a feature here where you can drag and reorder. So we want tweet to come first and then Facebook send and then a plus. So when you go down, we won't get you show share counters. No, we don't. Again, we don't want that yet. You can also tailor how you want it to look. Uh, you add no follow links. This is best for your default settings, folks. So with that, there's also short code here and some other things, and we'll get into that in our advanced series. Now, the next thing you want to do is deal with your plugin aesthetics. Specifically for this plugin, we always like to center ours, which is the default setting, and you can have an animated expand multi-line, and this is when people hover, it'll drop down, but we don't use that if we're just offering 7 bookmarks. If you want to offer more, we would absolutely put a drop down, but we're not going to do that at this time. You could use these background image, so you can decide which one of these is best for you. So we really like share the love. We like that saying. So we're just whichever one of these you choose, just highlight the button here and it will show up on your content. Your compatibility, that's an advanced feature. We won't go into that right now. Menu placement, it could be above and below. Now you have to decide where you want it shared. And the only one of these we wouldn't choose is category index, and we'll go into that. We'll go into that in our CO series. Now, we also want to encourage you to begin with anyway, to leave this below the content and we won't go into specifics, but we have found that if you place your share control panel above, it will harm your um, CO ranking. Showing RSS feeds, no. So now that we've customized, we're just going to hit save changes, and it will certainly save your changes. So when we go to internet for marketing.org, this is on each place that you selected your default settings. This is how your buttons will appear. So we have the tweet, we have the Google Plus, we're missing the Facebook. We're not quite sure why, but we will look into that. So with that said, now that that's set up, we will go back to our plugins, and the Tiny MCE will be the last feature we will customize in our plugin section here in this course, so stay with us.